Okay, diatomaceous earth. If I had an editor, it would show across the screen diatomaceous earth. It's made of diatoms. Diatoms are little single-celled organisms with shells. Diatomaceous earth is used in the animal industry and in the human health industry for two reasons. Number one, to clean the guts. Number two, to kill things inside the body. Certain parasites, yeast, fungus, mold, worms, bacteria, possibly even virus. All kinds of things that could be living in and clogging up the body. And in the animal industry, it's well known because it's very cheap, it's very readily available, and it's very effective for dogs and cats and chickens. And actually, when we were using chickens for egg production, we were feeling like we weren't getting enough eggs, and we called our buddies up who had done this before, and they said, "What do you mean you got 6 chickens and you're only getting 6 eggs?" They said, "You're doing it wrong." They said, "Given diatomaceous earth, they should be getting at least 9 eggs per 6 chickens per day." That's how it should work, by giving them diatomaceous earth. So in humans, we get very good results with it, especially because it is very cheap, so therefore more people actually do buy it than they do the more expensive products or programs. So we get a lot more feedback from this kind of product, and I find it one of the most effective things really that can be provided. I mean, I'm not even sure where this one came from, but I've been using it here, and you can definitely feel it. It's one product that you can definitely feel. Some people report that they don't feel it. I find that quite strange because a lot of people come back right away and they're like, "Wow, that was a powerful thing for what it was." They didn't expect it, especially like we sell it in little bags for $10 a pound, $35 for a 5-pound bag. This is a 10-pound bag. I mean, that's very, very cheap for what you're doing. So I'm just gonna show what it kind of looks like. It's just powder. The only thing I wouldn't inhale it. This is not made for your lungs. I used a plastic spoon. I'm avoiding a metal. I would use a wood or a plastic or a glass, anything other than metal. You don't want to screw with the charge of this, and that's much like bentonite clay. So the two parts of this, it said to mechanically scrub the guts, like psyllium husk or something like that. So that says your intestines. Remember, your intestines are sort of like an inverted shag carpet, is how I tend to describe it. It's where it has those villi, those finger-like villi, to expand the surface area, because that's where nutrients are actually absorbed in the body. So a lot of the junk that we're eating is clogging that up and inflaming it, especially the glutens, inflaming the intestine. But other things could inflame the intestine if the person has developed a sensitivity to it for one reason or another. That's another story. Either way, if we need to clean the guts, that's what we're kind of talking about. We're cleaning the intestine out, getting the gunk out of it. And so we use this stuff, and this is about the amount that I would use myself. Would be like, 2 heaping tablespoons here in this big old purple plastic spoon. I would take that for myself. I took it myself. I haven't been sick in a long time. It was a couple of years after I was on a serious nutritional regime with the longevity where I didn't get sick at all, and we could really, like, with confidence, be around sick people and not worry at all, and not take any preventative measures specifically or anything like that. But even last week, I was really feeling it. There's sick people around and that kind of stuff, and traveling takes a toll, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I was feeling it, and this thing really helped clear me out really, really quickly. I feel great now, no problem. So that's what it looks like. By the way, that's the one action is in the stomach. The second one is the electrical attraction. That's why you don't use a metal spoon. That's what's said to be killing the parasites and the worms and the yeast and the mold and the fungus and all that kind of stuff. Is the electrical power, whatever. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff said about this. It really doesn't matter. What matters to me, again, I've said this before, people are like, "What do you mean it doesn't matter?" I mean, I'm not here presenting the science or whatever. There's plenty of people presenting evidence or presenting trials or something like that. I'm not here to present that. I'm here to talk about what actually works in real life with real people, and this is one of the cheapest, one of the best things. I'm not even selling this. This is some other brand. It's that good, And it's that cheap where I don't even really care about selling it. You could buy it from anybody else. You know, if you're in Windsor, come by and see us. Buy some Diatomaceous Earth. It's great. It will help anybody. And it's not a big commitment to really have a big impact. And I mean, especially, you could use this in conjunction with a fast. By the way, I would add salt to it, some Himalayan salt, anything but table salt, pink salt, Celtic salt, black salt, sea salt, whatever, anything but table salt. Add it to it, makes it taste quite a lot better. Doesn't really taste like anything at all. It tastes kind of like chalk or sand, if you would imagine it. And if that feels gross, I mean, we get a lot of squeamish stuff. People say, oh, you know, I'm not sure if I could take a couple of powdered drinks a day, you know, I'm not sure if I could do this. Well, I mean, the other option is when you understand that we're not getting what we need, the other option is death and disease. I don't really care. And a lot of us are in that camp. We'll put in our body the things that we can definitely afford that will really, really help us. And this is one of them that I would recommend to anybody. And I don't actually think I have too much else to say on it. People get caught up on the name Diatomaceous Earth. We call it DE. We also call it dirt in the industry. Dirt, whatever. You know, we don't take it very seriously because it's not a very expensive product, but I think that anybody who's looking for something impactful in their life, I'll take this seriously. It's worth it. Try it out. Give me a question if you got it. That's all for now. Thanks. By the way, how to take it, you just put it in water and mix it up. It's really not a big deal. How long do you take it? You take it as long as you really want. There's people who will argue, including Dr. Wallach, actually I heard him say that he wouldn't advocate taking it long term for the same reason with psyllium husk, in that since it's actually scrubbing the intestines, there's a risk that it could potentially, over the long term, damage the intestine. But I do know at least one person who's taken it for at least 5 years and does not have the associated symptoms that would be expected if his intestines had been damaged over that period. And I've been taking it, and I do feel nothing but positive actual benefits from it, so we'll see. Time will tell. And if that changes, I'll update. Thanks.